Good afternoon and welcome back to Becoming Whole. I'm going to do the continuation of the build up to my divorce. I basically stopped at saying basically that there were weird flags when I was dating my husband, and I actually thought that I could actually change him. But at the end of the day, that was a no no. So, ladies, let me tell you something. Be sure to look at all the red flags when you're dating and make sure that at the end of the day that you're not compromising based on materialistic things. That's why it is so important that you marry a godly man and you be a godly woman. I'm not saying that godly men and women are perfect. That's not what I'm saying. But if they truly desire with their whole heart, mind, body, and soul to live for God, guess what? They're basing their marriage on the word, not on anything else. We're not basing it on no feelings, and we ain't basing it on nothing outside of who we are. We're not doing that. We're going to do the word and the word only. That is our commitment. We're reading the word every day. We're trying to practice that word every day. We're trying to live that word every day. And that's what's going to be important. Most of the marriages fail today because guess what? Nobody is doing the word. That man is supposed to be the head of that house. Is he right now the one that you're ready to marry? Is God a priority in his life? Is God first in his life? These are things that you're going to ask yourself because he has to be the head of the home. He has to do what God tells him to do. And if he don't do what God tells him to do, then he's going to do things out of the flesh. And that's dealing with feelings and how I feel. And, I'm in love with her today, ain't in love with her tomorrow. See, that's carnal. That's surface. You want somebody that's sold out to marriage. You want somebody to be y'all as one unit, one team. Nothing draws you apart. Family or nothing can come between you all. And that's what you need to like I said, that's what you need to make sure of. And like I said again, you need to make sure that you go home with him, and you need to make sure you understand what kind of relationship that he has with his mother and father. You need to make sure that, okay, at the end of the day, if there are problems, you need to want to know, is he working on basically trying to heal them childhood wounds? Both of you all. Because at the end of the day, if you don't do that, what y'all gonna do is turn around and bring that trauma into the marriages. And that's gonna be a problem. And I don't want you to have to go through that. So basically what I'm saying is, in my marriage, I knew from the get-go, to be honest, I married for the wrong reasons. I married for looks. I married for because he had great credit. And I married because now he was a beautiful person, now a nice person, but I'm talking about when it comes to the word of God, I knew he was not there. And I should have never married him. But at the same time, I do believe that all things happen for a reason because we had a beautiful daughter behind there. Her name is Destiny, but I will get into that in a few minutes. But anyway, like I said, we basically just was in marriage. I probably was married for I was happily married for about 2 years, I guess. And the rest of it is just being there for convenience. And those remember what I told you before. I said that I would never put myself in that kind of position. That's what I was saying when I was single. I never tolerate certain things. And like I said, I tolerated infidelity. I tolerated a loveless marriage. I tolerated a marriage that was not based on the word of God. So yes, I did things that I said that I was not going to do. And many homes are doing that same thing today. But here's the problem with that. We got children that we're bringing up. And by the grace of God, I'm glad that I was stronger in the word. I was the one that was in the word, and I was the one that was practicing the word. And I raised her that way. He was there. He was a great provider, but that's all he was. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing. When they are not the head, and maybe not all men, I'm not going to say that, but some of them, basically all of them, they don't know how to be a father because they were never taught how to be a father. That's a whole nother subject too. But in the meantime, so we went on in the marriage, basically lack of communication, but yet at the same time, bills being paid and stuff like that, being responsible on that end right there. But the home was not happy. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? When I said the home was not happy, we were just going on, just existing. That's what I call it. You existing. The bills getting paid, the child going to school, making good grades, being responsible, doing the things that she needs to do. I'm doing the things that I need to do to make sure everything, along with him, goes the way it should go. But there was no structure. There was no happiness when it came to the marriage because, like I said, he was torn between his family and me, and they didn't care for me. because at the end of the day, they realized that I was not a person that was going to allow them to, number one, dictate me how they dictated him. And then I was too busy trying to help him to become into his own, to allow him to realize that not only they don't need to try to control him, I don't need to try to control him. And that's another thing, news flash. A woman cannot control a man. You will never ever be happy. You're out of order. Any woman that turns around and be bossing, first of all, let me take that back. He's not a man. He's a little boy that has not grown up. Because she's a little girl that has not grown up. Because at the end of the day, we're out of order. That's why homes cannot and will not flourish. Because a woman cannot boss a little boy around. A woman would not boss a little boy around because she would be married to a man. Only little girls boss little boys. Okay? And that marriage would never work. It can't work because it's out of order. So at the end of the day, I just want to just say these words right here. After 17 years, I was happily married for 2 years. The rest of the 15 years, we was tolerating one another. Like I said, there was infidelity. It lasted for a little minute or two. I got over that. And basically, years after that, we was just basically, he was in one room and I was in another room, but we wasn't, intimate or anything like that. We was just existing. And that's what a lot of homes are doing today, because most of the little boys don't want to do the work that they need to do in order to be the men that God has called them to be, so that they can run their households the way their households should be ran. So, like I said, if you want to be married or if you're dating, make sure that he loves God. If he don't love God, you are going to have major problems. And that's why so many people out here today that y'all got you got to be going to his phone. You got to be busting the ties and the windows and all that stuff, baby. You don't know your worth. Quit tolerating stuff and learn who you are. Quit getting mad with that little boy because you don't know who you are. It's not his fault. It's your fault. Take the time to do the disciplines to get to know yourself. For the people that are trying to want to be married, make sure you are secure in who you are so that you can get the husband that God has called your life for. Don't be trying to base your marriage on your relationship on what that person has. You need to be basing that relationship on who that person has. And that person is, does he have God? So in the end, my daughter was about to get ready to go to college, and she went to University of Georgia full route. And when she got to college, I decided to get a divorce. And so that's how things went, because I refused to live like that anymore. Like I said, once again, please work on yourselves. Females, work on yourselves. Make sure you don't put anybody into your life until you are secure and whole in who you are. And then God will send you somebody that is compatible to you. Somebody that is authentic, somebody that is genuine, somebody that is real, somebody that's working on his baggage as well as you're working on your baggage, because we got baggage and it's going to take us time. But at the end of the day, we are being honest with it and we're trying to work on it every single day. Once again, I hope you enjoyed this. Do not commit yourself to anyone until you have done the work, until you have put God totally first, because see, he's going to change your priorities anyway. He's going to enlighten your eyes of understanding. He's going to open up your mind, and you're going to start seeing life from a totally different way. And the things that you used to would be impressed with no longer impresses you. All right. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn those notifications on so that you can never miss a video that comes from me. Also, put those thumbs up and let me know you enjoyed this message. All right, now make sure that you're doing the work so that you can get everything that God has for you.